You're wasting a huge opportunity if you're tossing your rice water down the sink or letting it sit and sour. Most gardeners ignore it, thinking it's just starch and water. The consequence? Slower growth, weaker roots, and missed harvest potential. I've tested rice water in my backyard garden, raised beds, and even in hydroponic setups, and it consistently outperforms many commercial fertilizers when used correctly. And yes, if you're serious about results, hit that subscribe button now. You don't want to miss these practical hacks that actually improve yields. The first thing most gardeners get wrong with natural fertilizers, here's the thing. Gardeners often dump whatever organic liquid they have on their plants without measuring, thinking more is better. I've seen this mistake countless times with rice water. Pouring it straight from the kitchen without dilution can burn young roots or create bacterial problems. In my tests, the optimal ratio is about 1 part rice water to 3 parts fresh water for seedlings and young plants. For mature vegetables in raised beds, I often go 1 part rice water to 2 parts water. Hydroponic systems are even trickier. You need to ensure the solution is aerated and that the electrical conductivity stays within safe levels, otherwise your plants will react poorly. How I prepare rice water that actually benefits plants. I always start with clean, rinsed rice, usually the type you cook at home. After washing the rice, I collect the first rinse water, which contains a high concentration of nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, plus trace minerals. I don't leave it out too long. Fermenting it lightly for 24 hours at room temperature works best. This light fermentation boosts microbial activity, which your soil or hydroponic medium will thank you for. For raised beds, I fill a 1-liter bottle with this fermented rice water and dilute it with 2 liters of water before applying directly to the base of my plants. For small backyard gardens with mixed vegetables, I often apply it every 3 to 4 days. The growth response is noticeable within a week. Stronger leaves, deeper green color, and faster stem elongation. Why this works better than most ready-made fertilizers? Unlike chemical fertilizers, rice water feeds both your plants and the microbes in your soil. Beneficial microbes break down starches and minerals in rice water and release them in plant-available forms. In hydroponics, these microbes help maintain a healthy root environment. I've seen leafy greens like kale and lettuce thrive even in nutrient solutions that were previously struggling just by adding diluted rice water. Some gardening advice says you need fancy additives or expensive fertilizers, but the truth is, if your soil or medium is healthy, a natural booster like rice water will outperform a lot of synthetic options without the long-term soil degradation. So, let me explain how I use rice water in my raised beds. For raised beds, I usually make a batch that can feed an entire bed measuring about 2 meters by 1 meter. What I do is mix roughly 5 liters of rice water with 10 liters of fresh water, and then pour it slowly across the base of the plants. I always make sure to water in the morning so the microbes can get to work during the day without creating those pesky anaerobic conditions. I also like to rotate which section I apply the rice water to first, just to give all the plants even exposure. Over time, you'll notice the soil builds a more complex microbial ecosystem. And honestly, the difference is not subtle. You get deeper, more resilient roots, and your plants recover much faster from pests or stress. Now, adapting rice water for hydroponics is a bit different, since hydroponics is, more sensitive. In this case, I don't use straight rice water. Instead, I aerate it for a few hours to prevent harmful bacteria from taking over, and then I dilute it even more. 1 part rice water to 4 or 5 parts water. I also keep an eye on the electrical conductivity, because rice water adds some ions to the solution. Plus, I limit its use to just once a week, so I don't overwhelm the system. The results, though, are really impressive. You get faster root growth, brighter green leaves, and stronger nutrient uptake. Compared to the usual hydroponic fertilizers, this method is not only cheaper and gentler on the plants, but it also doesn't compromise productivity at all. The timing and frequency matter more than most gardeners realize. I've tested rice water on everything from tomatoes to herbs, and timing is crucial. Young seedlings need gentler doses, while mature vegetables respond well to stronger concentrations. I usually schedule applications in the morning when the soil is slightly moist, never when it's bone dry, because that stresses roots. For outdoor backyard gardens, a 3-day schedule works well, and for hydroponics, once per week. Overdoing it is a common mistake. More is not better. It just leads to clogged roots, mold, or wasted nutrients. What to watch out for if you're serious about results? Not all rice water is equal. Store-bought rice can have coatings or residues that aren't good for plants, so I stick to organic or locally sourced rice. I also avoid letting it ferment for more than 48 hours at room temperature. Beyond that, the risk of pathogenic bacteria increases. If you're monitoring soil health, this is where tools like a heavy-duty compost thermometer come in handy. I personally use the RioTemp heavy-duty compost thermometer to track temperature in compost or soil piles. It ensures your microbial ecosystem is active and healthy. If you want one, the link is in the description. It's not just a gadget, it's an essential for gardeners who care about reliable results. The subtle benefits nobody talks about. Beyond obvious growth acceleration, rice water strengthens the plant's natural immunity. Leaves are tougher, stems resist breakage, and root systems expand faster. This means fewer losses from pests or disease. Unlike quick chemical fixes, this is long-term plant nutrition that improves your soil structure over time. And yes, even in small backyard gardens, the cumulative effect over a season is dramatic. You get more harvest with less input cost. Wrapping it all up without fluff. Rice water is not magic, but it's a simple, cheap, and incredibly effective natural fertilizer if used correctly. The key is proper dilution, timing, and light fermentation. It's versatile enough for backyard gardens, raised beds, and hydroponic systems. Done right, it saves money, strengthens plants, and boosts yields. If you want more practical, experience-driven gardening strategies like this, make sure you subscribe to Farm Logic and hit the notification bell. I post real-world tests and tips that serious growers can implement immediately. Share this video with your fellow gardeners so they stop wasting resources and start growing stronger, healthier food. And if you're looking to monitor your soil or compost temperature while using rice water or other natural fertilizers, check out the RioTemp heavy-duty compost thermometer. The link is in the description. It's the tool I rely on every day, and it makes a measurable difference in maintaining healthy, productive soil.